The Civil War was one of America's bloodiest wars and almost resulted in the U.S. breaking into two countries. The Battle of Gettysburg. The Battle of Gettysburg was the turning point of the Civil War. The general for the Union was George G. Meade, and the general for the Confederate was Robert E. Lee. It resulted in the Union winning. 3,155 Union men were killed, 14,530 were wounded, and 5,361 were missing. For the Confederate, 4,500 were killed, 7,928 were wounded, and 3,000 were missing. The battle lasted 3 days, from July 1st to July 3rd, 1863. During the Pickett's Charge, 6,500 men were killed in just 1 hour. The Battle of the Wilderness. The Battle of the Wilderness was one of the few inconclusive battles. The general for the Union was Ulysses S. Grant, and for the Confederate, Robert E. Lee. 2,246 Union men were killed, 3,000 were missing, and 12,037 were wounded. For the Confederate, 1,495 men died, 7,928 were wounded, and 1,700 were missing. It lasted for 2 days, May 5th to May 7th, 1864. Over 200 men suffocated or burned to death in the Battle of the Wilderness. The Battle of Chancellorsville resulted in the Confederate winning. The Union general was Joseph Hooker, and the Confederate general was Robert E. Lee. 1,600 Union men were killed, 9,670 were wounded, and 5,910 were missing. For the Confederate, 1,600 men were killed, 9,100 were wounded, and 2,000 were missing. It lasted 6 days, April 30th to May 6th, 1863. General Jackson was accidentally shot by his own men. Battle of Spotsylvania. The result of the Battle of Spotsylvania was inconclusive. The general for the Union was Ulysses S. Grant, and for the Confederate, Robert E. Lee. 2,725 Union men were killed, 13,416 were wounded, and 2,250 were missing. 1,400 Confederate men were killed, 6,000 were missing, wounded, and 500 were missing. The battle was 13 long days, May 8th to 21st, 1864. The battle began just 1 week after the Battle of the Wilderness. Battle of Chickamauga. The Battle of Chickamauga resulted in the Confederate winning. The Union general was William Rosecrans. The Confederate general was Braxton Bragg. 1,657 Union men died, 9,567 were wounded, and 4,768 were missing. 2,312 Confederate men died, 14,774 were wounded, and 1,468 are missing. It lasted for 2 days, September 18th to 20th, 1863. It was named the bloodiest battle of more than 110 other battles. The Civil War was very bloody, and we hope you remember those who died and suffered for this country. Remember those who died and those who tried.